All righty, righty, righty. We're going live. We're going live. Not going live. We are live. Welcome, everybody, to week 5 of Coast Football Bingo Media. We're going to get it going here. So just bear with me. Invite your friends. Get ready for the game tonight, whatever game that you're going to. And we're going to have some people already getting quite a post your questions. We're going to be on almost all the way to kickoff. Again, I'm Matt Stats with Coast Football. And we're going to go over the scores and look ahead at next week. We have at least one guest coming in, Jeff Lossett from PRC, Pearl River Central. They're going to Long Beach here tonight, and we'll bring him in just a minute. We're going to go over last week's scores, so just bear with me. Again, post your questions, share this with everybody. I certainly appreciate it as we prepare for week 5 here on the 27th of September. Last week's scores, we had Resurrection defeating Mount Olive. Resurrection getting their first win, 40-14. Yazoo City defeated St. Patrick, 48-7. St. Patrick looking for their first win of the season. Pass Christian defeated St. Stanislaus, 47-10. Of course, Noel, the kicker there for the Rocketchaw, 61-yard field goal in that loss. East Central with their first win, 20-6 at North Pike. West Harrison ran it up on Bay High, 50 burger, 55-0 at over at Bay High. Petal defeated Hancock 49-7. Again, these are last week's scores. Stone does get the win at St. Martin for their homecoming, 28-15. Purvis defeats number 10 Long Beach, who is now 2-2. Number 9 Ocean Springs went up to Natchez to get their first win, so a great win for Coach Bramlett and the Greyhounds defeating Natchez. Hattiesburg remains perfect. They defeated Biloxi 12-7 last week. Gaucher, 6th ranked, went to Moss Point, defeated them 48-33. 8th ranked Pascagoula defeated D'Iberville at home in Pascagoula 21-7. Again, last week's scores rounding out the top 3. Van Cleve defeats then 3rd ranked George County. Of course, George County without their QB1 and Deuce Knight. And number 2 ranked Poplarville, the only unbeaten team on the coast, is now 4-0, defeated Pearl River Central 41-28. And 4th ranked last week, Gulfport went into Picayune and defeated the Maroon Tide 41-21. Again, before we bring on Jeff Lossett with PRC, tonight's games, we have 2 teams off, 4th ranked Gaucher and 6th ranked D'Iberville. We have Mobile Christian at St. Stanislaus. We have Resurrection at St. Patrick for their homecoming, St. Patrick's homecoming. Stone travels up to Quitman, starting their season off 4 straight road games. West Harrison, 3-game winning streak at Moss Point, looking for their first win for their homecoming. That is the Tigers. Petal travels to Long Beach. Pearl River Central looking for their first win. They're on a 17-game losing streak at Bay High for their homecoming. St. Martin on the road at East Central. East Central, again, got their first win last week. Harrison Central was off last week. They will go to Mendenhall, who's 1-2, and then getting into your top 10. Pasco Strand 3-1 on a 3-game winning streak at Northeast Jones. They're 3-1. Also 10th ranked. They're tied with Pasco Strand. Van Cleve Bulldogs travel over to Hancock, who is on a 3-game losing streak and their homecoming. So Van Cleve at Hancock. 9th ranked Orange County will travel up to Wayne County. Deuce Knight, QB1 there, is a game-time decision. I would say he's not going to play. They did get back Moody, and he may play quarterback. He's just all-around good player there for the Rebels. Number 7th-ranked Biloxi travels to Pascagoula for their 100th meeting between those 2 teams. Pascagoula, of course, defeating D'Iberville last week. Number 3-ranked Picayune will travel to 8th-ranked Ocean Springs for Ocean Springs homecoming there. And 2nd-ranked Poplarville, again, mentioned undefeated 4-0, the only coast team, travels to West Jones, the defending 6A state champions. They are 4-0. that will definitely be a tough task for the Hornets. Understandably, they will be without several players. One key player is Keys, the running back for the Hornets. Number one team on the coast, Gulfport Admirals, 3-1, will host the Brandon Bulldogs, ranked second in the state by Max Prep. So 3-1 Brandon at number one Gulfport, who's 3-1. And we will get to game predictions a little bit later, but I'm going to bring in our guest here. Let me get him in here. All right. There's Jeff Lawson there. Welcome to the show, Jeff.
Yeah, well, thank you, Matt. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, you're so you broadcast games, of course, on the Talking Ball app for Pearl River Central. That's how long have you been doing that?
It's been about probably, 8 years or so since me and Clay Sweet, my partner in crime as far as the Talking Ball Y'all podcast, got together and made a podcast. But it's probably been about 5 years since we started the Talking Ball Y'all Media Group. Our first school was Poplarville, and then we, gradually picked up Picayune and gradually picked up PRC. So now, proud to say that the Talking Ball Y'all Media Group has a crew at each school here in Pearl River County.
Yeah, that's great there. I know PRC, has a new coach, and Coach Feaster, who was at Stone for several years, and then went to Moss Point for the year, and then went over to PRC. Of course, that's where he's from, is it not? That's where he kind of grew up at, played ball.
Yeah, he played his high school ball at Picayune and then went on to Cincinnati College, played college ball. Very good athlete in his own right. He coached 1 year at PRC and then, ended up going to, the better areas as far as head coach. He went to Stone, and then he went 1 year to Moss Point, and then this opened up at PRC to bring him on as the head coach and the athletic director, and he jumped on it. So, yeah, he's come back home in Pearl River County.
That's great there. Yes, I know he turned Stone around, brought him, to the playoffs, won the district in 2022, and then with Moss Point last year, he did kind of struggle just getting his feet under him before he leaves to go back home there to Pearl River Central, and he started off 0-4, but this year, looking at the scores, and I heard you guys call the game a couple weeks ago on that Saturday. I mean, the Blue Devils have been playing better and been in the games. In fact, I believe they had the ball and could have beaten South Jones there. They lost 35-33. I mean, how did they look to you this year compared to before, Coach Feaster?
Yeah, they look good. They're a young team. I think they start maybe one senior on defense. So defensively, they're young. This Blue Devil team is, and they're scoring points. Matt, that's something that is good to see at PRC and the Blue Devil Navy. They're scoring points. I mean, they're putting up 21, 28 points a game. You talking about that game against South Jones, had it 35-33 and going for a 2-point conversion and just couldn't get it in. And that was the final score of the game. But I mean, they've been there. I think the tide's turning for the Blue Devils. I really believe. I mean, they got some great kids. Corday Russell, the junior quarterback. Of course, Coach Feaster brings his son, John Feaster Jr. over here, who's just a junior. And then he's got his freshman son, Titus Feaster. So this is a very young team. Every pregame I give stats for the team we're playing, and of course PRC. And what I've been seeing out of the past 4 weeks, and I've seen it tonight getting ready for Bay High, you see a lot of the stats for the other team. I mean, that's senior heavy. Quarterback, running back, wide receiver. You look at PRC's leading in their stats, and then you've got junior quarterback, freshman, juniors on the list. So I think that's a bright future for the Blue Devils.
Most definitely it is. As far as scoring points, the previous 2 seasons, the Blue Devils, are averaging 10 points on offense. Well, this year, 2 more touchdowns. They're averaging 25 points on offense. And true, they're giving up their defense a little bit more. They lost to South Pike in the first week, 30-13. And then we just mentioned Jones at home, 35-33. Then went to Pasquistan, 41-28. I mean, that's pretty close there. And in Poplarville, we just mentioned the only unbeaten team on the coast, 41-28. So 2 scores difference there. So they've been playing good. And of course, I did have my upset pick tonight, and that is, PRC stopping. It's currently the longest active losing streak at 17 games they've lost straight. And I actually have them winning by 12, by double-digit scores tonight at Long Beach at their homecoming. So I'm hoping, the Blue Devils will come through for me and get their win tonight to stop that streak. Not just for me, but obviously for the players and for Coach Feaster.
And you talk to the coaching staff here, and you talk to the kids, and the coaches are talking to the players. And if they ever get the taste, you got to learn how to win. I mean, that's what you got to do. You got to learn how to win in this sport. But I think if they can ever, there's blood in the water. If they can ever get that taste, and win that first one, it could take the Blue Devils into district play. Because look, Matt, they play tonight. If they can get this win against Bay High and ruin, so to speak, their homecoming here, they've got a week off next week. So there's 2 weeks to prepare for their first district game before they make the trip up to Jackson to play Forest Hill.
Correct. And with just 5 teams, in your region, Class 6A in the region, 4 of them make it. So you just need to, if that's like a playoff, and that's their best shot, is against Forest Hill. You have Hattiesburg, who's 4-0 in that division. You have Terry, who's 4-0, and you have West Jones, who's 4-0. So for them to beat them, and then you have, Terry, Forest Hill, who's 1-3. So again, yes, they play tonight at Bay High, then they're off next week. Then they'll play at Forest Hill rather than play at home. But hey, you go on the road, and that's really a playoff game. I don't know if Coach Feaster is going to, talk to them about that. That if they win that game, they literally can. That's the play to get in the playoffs, and that'll be great. They haven't been in the playoffs since 2015. Of course, who was quarterbacking them was Wyatt Davis, and that was the year they beat Picayune. The last year they beat Picayune. So I'm really, again, to win the one game to make it to the playoffs, that would be great for PRC. But to stop the streak tonight is what I'm predicting there for the Blue Devils. So, and how's the atmosphere there? You kind of hear, I guess, the band or the PA system, but the weather seems to be nice. It's not humid.
Oh no, it's beautiful. Got a breeze blowing, not a cloud in the sky. I'm standing down here about the 45-yard line over here on Bay High side of the field. Blue Devils, some of the first teams around here warming up now, and I agree. It's just winning. If they can get this win tonight, I believe the Blue Devils will carry some momentum in the district play. Now, granted, nobody wants to go in as the 4 seed because you're going to be playing somebody like Picayune, Pascagoula, or Gulf Coast in that first round on the other side, which is a tough matchup anyways. But, hey, just to make the playoffs, get a win under your belt, hey, you got to do it one game at a time. So get this win and get it under their belt. I think that could go with that 2-week break before they play Forest Hill. It could go a long way.
Oh, yes, it most definitely can. So, like I say, on the 17-game losing streak, I was looking here to see, I guess, the last time they won was in 2022. So it's been time, and they've been playing. They like that double pass. I've seen a couple highlights there. So Coach Feaster has them. He's working with what he has his first year there. So and he came in kind of late. So still just to get the momentum going there. It's something.
He's been with the team 4 or 5 months. So to get it to where it's at now, putting 21, 27 points average on the scoreboard is a big jump for the Blue Devils, and it's good to see here at Pearl River Central. And I'll leave it. You didn't ask, but I think one key tonight and going forward for the Blue Devils is the big plays. That's where people are scoring on the Blue Devils, just big plays, 60-yard touchdown pass, maybe a 60, 70-yard run, busted cover somewhere. You stop the big plays, and I think like you said on Facebook with your stats and your upset pick, I think this could probably be the turning point tonight if they get the win against Bay High.
Yes, it is. I wrote, of course, the Bay High's won 5 straight over PRC. And so, yes, they're 1-3 Bay High. Blue Devils, their 3rd straight road game. And then again, they'll have their bye week next week before they host the first region game. They'll be on the road. So how can fans, as far as I know, how I can listen to the game, because I listened to it the other week, but how can they listen in if they want to hear PRC football?
Oh, yeah, great, easy way. You could go to your Apple Store or your Google Play Store if you have an Android. Search Talking Ball Y'all, TalkingBallYall, Talking Ball Y'all. Download the app, absolutely free, and it's super easy. There'll be 3 high school logos come up. There'll be a Blue Devil head, there'll be a Picayune Maroon Tide logo, and there'll be the Hornet. Click on one of them, it takes you straight to the live broadcast. Super easy, don't have to close anything out or anything. Just super clean, super easy. Plus, on that app, there is a podcast button, and it'll date back all of our podcasts since we started. I mean, you can archive and listen to any podcast, anything that you want on that.
Yes, that's like I say. I posted a video of how me on my phone filming it, where you just it has the 4 squares and went to the podcast and click it, and it's playing. Like I say, it's free. So I mean, that's great. Like I said, to listen to PRC in Poplarville and Picayune. So I certainly appreciate you coming on, taking the time, because again, I know you're fixing to be getting ready for the kickoff in just over an hour, and I'm hoping, and getting with Bingo, he knows Coach Feaster, so I'm hoping if they can get this win, which I say pretty good at picking, but I'm the upset pick there. If they can get this win, we might have to bring on Coach Feaster tonight after the game. So we'll have to see what Bingo has his number. So we'll see if we can get them on. But I certainly appreciate you coming on here. And so enjoy the call tonight and enjoy the week off next week. And glad you're able to make it here tonight, Jeff.
Hey, appreciate it. Thank you, Matt.
All right, Jeff. Thank you. All right. That was Jeff Lawsett, from PRC. Let me see about getting this other invite here. Hold on just a second. All right, we're getting things going here. Hold on. Oh, there's Bruce. Okay. All right, we're bringing on Bruce. Oh, what happened to Bruce? I don't know what area. Well, there's. Hey, Bingo.
What's up, bud?
I just had Bruce on there, and I clicked on him, Bruce Thornton, and I clicked on it, and he went away.
I don't know, probably because he's looking at me right now.
So I'm trying to get, Bruce is with George County, but I just had Jeff Lawsett on there from PRC, looking to get their upset win tonight over Long Beach, and you're up at Wayne County, up there at War Eagle Country. So how was your trip up there?
It was a straight shot. I only had to stop one time. It was a nice listening trip. I hope it's the same way on the way back. I see what type of atmosphere I'm in now with this 80, 70 classic rock they playing over the intercom. That let me know right now the students don't have no say-so on what goes on right here. I can't get jiggy to this.
I hear that music back there a little bit. Hopefully we'll get Bruce back on. I clicked on him, and frustrating as I'm trying to work this StreamYard here. But again, just going over the talking about the schedule, last week's scores. As far as we haven't gone over the Coast Top 10, which you can find all this information on Facebook at Coast Football. We're going to run over to Coast Top 10 real quick here. Van Cleve and Pasquistina tied for 10th. George County dropped from 3rd to 9th. Ocean Springs moved up from 9th to 8th. Biloxi stayed at 7th. The Iberville dropped from 5th to 6th. Pascagoula moved up to 5th. Gaucher moved up from 6th to 4th with their win at Moss Point. Picayune dropped from 1st to 3rd. Poplarville, and I think I have him. Poplarville is stayed at 2nd. There he is. And Gulfport stayed at number 1. There's Bruce Thornton. Sorry about that, Bruce. I pushed the button. You see I'm a novice, and I knocked you off or something. So.
And Big we sitting up here in the press box.
I see you up there.
See, you got Bing. Yeah, both of you guys are right there, right up from each other. So, how's it going for
kind of hard to hear with John Fogarty going in the background.
Yeah, so glad that you've been able to join us. again, the voice of George County Rebels. I know you guys, are got the injury bug the last couple of weeks, but I mean, how they feel coming in. I mean, do you get to spend any time with them at practice during the week, or you're not around the team, or how's the feeling for it?
I talked to Coach Ray on Tuesday nights, Justin and I, and Brent Moody to go, cleared by the doctor, got a first all good to go. Dude's game time decision, but I look for him to find his way into the game at some point. And, those two guys are the key to the offense, and if they're able to play, this offense can really get going quick.
Yes, and I appreciate, of course, besides doing with the Rebels, do 2QA, do the podcast. Of course, Bingo was just on there. Boz was on there last week. I was on there 3 weeks ago, I believe it was. But George County, I have them. Yes, I have them losing. That is based on the QB1 Deuce not playing. I know Moody is supposed to play, and Wayne County's not the Wayne County of past, but it wouldn't be a shock if George County wins, but I do have Wayne County winning by less than 10 points.
If we do, it will be the first time ever here at Wayne County. I've never beaten Wayne County here in Waynesboro, ever.
Correct.
Tonight is the night.
Yes. So, and they win 71% of their home games. They're 1-1 on the season. That is Wayne County. I know you guys beat them, last year in that overtime game, 14-13, and of course it's 15-2. You guys won in 1991, and you won last year, so just 2 times. But tonight, like I say,
we're going to try to build our own streak for the next 30 years if we can do
most definitely. And just
I won't
because
be around to see it, but maybe it'll start it.
Yes. And just because I picked, Wayne County doesn't mean I won't be upset if George County can get the win. I know it's a non-region game, and then it's just on 3 games straight on the road. You guys are up there at Wayne County, then Hattiesburg, and then Long Beach. Of course, Hattiesburg 4-0. So, it's just, of course, 1 game at a time. And the other your quarterback that did start last week, he looks to start tonight, if not mistaken. Correct? What's his name?
Wyatt Speedall did a good job the other day when he came in soft. He had been early and only practiced a couple of days. He got cleared last week. So he did a pretty good job. I mean, he gets a little more with the passing game in there, allowing Brandon to get back out there at wide receiver. So he does present, a little more variety to the offense, but we need Deuce. I mean, we know that. Who doesn't need a 5-star quarterback that can pass?
Yes, and like I said, Moody should be playing tonight. He's a great player there in himself, but he doesn't look to get in at quarterback, or he's just wide receiver. Bingo saying he's going to come in at quarterback.
We've probably seen him this week, but I don't see him. I think they'll go with Speedall this week. So that'll be the plan. So man, I'm glad I got to get you guys, and we appreciate you guys being on our show on the CPA podcast each week. We're looking forward to that again this week. So he's getting ready to head back tomorrow for his South Alabama LSU matchup, and so we got him for today. But if you want to tune in 106.9 FM WRB, WRBFM.com, listen to us tonight.
Yes, certainly will, because that's the only way I'll know what the score is. I'll have to tune in. I certainly appreciate being with us tonight, Bruce, and good luck. Have a great
Bingo. I'm going to have a pretty show with Fiction start up here on WRB, but glad I could step in and talk to you guys. Good to see you.
Most definitely. Yes. I'm going to come up there and holler at y'all.
All right. Well, you see us. We're out here, so come on.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Which side? All right,
we're over here. We're on the 50-yard line on the visitor side. We're on our side. There you go.
Okay.
We got it.
Okay, I see y'all. Okay, there.
Guys, we got you. Y'all have a good evening.
Thank you. We got to get this first one in. I didn't know Bruce just told us this was going to be the. Oh, yeah, you got to do it.
All right, that was Bruce Thornton. Like I say, he'll be calling George County on the radio, and of course, Bingo's right up there with him. He does a lot of things. I say with George County, with Gaucher, with Moss. I mean, Bingo's everywhere. As we certainly appreciate him.
I'm Coach Football.
Yeah,
my name Bingo Stats Jr.
I see up on the logo up there, it has Bingo Media, so we certainly appreciate that. So I don't know if I have anybody else to invite in for as pregame, as we are reaching almost 6 o'clock. And again, the schedule. We already went over the
Walmart. You
schedule
want
for
me to go
tonight.
Walmart and get you a lunch? Why I gotta go over
Because
there
I'm
and get
hoping
you?
people can hear
I
me, because
can't
Bingo
either.
is.
I'm be recording the game. I grown, but I'm working. I can't go over there and leave. Why you can't? At halftime, I still be working during halftime. You trying to get me to go get her a monster? Yeah, man, I'm gonna tell Gabby and Zoe to stop bringing you one. What color? White and a bag of ice. Oh, okay. All right. I got you. I got you.
So a lot of things happening there pregame there with Bingo.
I swear,
You,
man.
what actually are you going to be doing? You're going to obviously record. You're going to get some behind the scenes or in the locker room stuff, or
Yeah, I have my media team to do all that. The students, they normally catch all the like behind the scenes footage and content for us, and that's stuff that we normally post on the student page.
but
Me,
yeah,
I
Randall.
normally be taking pictures.
Yes, and you post them. I know you late. You tag us in it at Coach Football, and we'll share them. May not be tonight, but it's.
Oh no, I'm going home,
I
going to
know
sleep.
y'all get the videos going, the hype videos, and all that. You're doing a great job. Like I say, started with George County, and it's spreading along the coast. So everybody wants Bingo Media at their place. From
I
West
got it for them.
Harrison's.
If they want me, call me.
Yeah, call you. Make sure or contact them on social
Yeah,
media.
just call
But
me.
Randall was asking a question as far as Poplarville West Jones. Again, you can go to the Talking Ball Y'all app. It's free. Just go to the app, and they have the 4 logos, and it has each of the schools on there: PRC, Poplarville, and Picayune. You just obviously click on Poplarville, and you'll be able to hear the game that way. It's not live stream that I know of, but it's strictly on radio there on the Talking Ball app. So yes, you can get that, as Poplarville will have their hands full against West Jones. Of course, your Goshen Gators
It's gonna be a good game tonight. It's
are
gonna be a good
off.
game tonight.
Yeah, West Jones and Poplarville.
Battle undefeated. That's gonna be a good one now.
Yeah, even though they were without keys, I wish they had keys.
Right.
But again, you don't want to rush them back. So, who do you think about Brandon and Gulfport? I mean, what do you think's going to happen there? Gulfport at home against the number 2 team in the state, according to Max Preps and Brandon. Gulfport has a chance. I have them. I have Brandon picked. I originally had Gulfport picked, but I did switch it a couple of days ago. But I feel good about Gulfport. So, but I think Brandon.
I do too.
Until Gulfport,
I'm all coast, baby. I'm all coast.
It is. I
I'm
want
all
Gulfport
coast.
to win, but like I told you earlier, they can lose this game as long as Gulfport comes back in the playoffs and beats a North team, along with Ocean Springs, D'Iberville, whatever teams are in the playoffs. We need to win the playoff games. We'll give up. Hopefully we'll get the win.
Right.
And Gulfport gets the win. So, what about Picayune, Ocean Springs?
Another big game of the week, man. Hey, I kind of wish I was at that one right now, man. Right by the house, could have just pulled up right there. Just it's tailgate going on out there. That's one of them I wish I was at. That one, and the third game is at Biloxi, Pascagoula.
Biloxi, Pascagoula. You never said, who do you like Picayune, Ocean Springs? I know you do the coaches show, with Coach Bramlett with Ocean Springs, and I know Coach Stogner, is him. So
yeah,
you don't want to pick Coach, or what?
Oh no. I told Coach Bramlett today, man. Y'all stop Daryl Smith. The game is yours. They got to stop Smith. That boy workhorse, man. Like, But I like the Greyhounds today. At home, they play different at home. Picayune coming off that loss last week against Gulfport. They still Picayune. You got to play Picayune all 4 quarters. They're not no pushover team. They may not have the depth or the girth that they had the last couple of years, but they still Picayune. They still gonna put belt to ass.
Yeah, they are not the same as they have been on there. D'Iberville was all in their backfield when they played them. Just that D'Iberville got wore out and Picayune came out with that win. But Gulfport, did it to them there last week in Picayune. So Maroon Tide leads that series. It's 12-11. So I mean, it's a little bit back and forth. Ocean Springs won last year, 31-21. But it's the first road game for Picayune. I don't know how much you could put into that. Their first time on the road. The Greyhounds, Greyhounds have lost 2 straight home games over the last 3 years. They've lost 3 total at home the last 3 years. They've lost 2 this year. Of course, having a tougher schedule. Picayune, 16 straight regular season road wins. 16 straight regular season road wins, Picayune. They're looking for 17 tonight. So, again, I have and both teams, Bingo, both teams have scored exactly 118 points each. So their kind of offenses, are there. Ocean Springs has those 2 quarterback system, right now. Maybe they'll go to 1, but we'll see how that works out. I do have Ocean Springs winning. That was real. My instinct was Picayune. Ocean Springs, they won last week, but Picayune, is still a team, hard to beat. But Ocean Springs at home, I have them winning, by 11 points. I didn't put the scores this week just to try something different. The over-under is 59. You think you want to take the over-under, Bingo, 59 points. Is it going to be more than 59 total points scored?
Yeah, it's going to be it's going to be a low-scoring game because
so you're saying under 59?
Yeah, I think it's going to be like 24-17 type score.
Okay, so 41. Okay. So Biloxi Pascagoula, that's the 100th meeting. So what you got? Pascagoula leads the series, of course, 52-43-2. They won last year, 27-7. Biloxi has won the last 2 games at Pascagoula, 2018, 2022. Yeah. So Panthers are 3-0 at home this season. Who do you have in that game as far as Pascagoula, Biloxi, or you want to say? I'm sure.
Oh no, I'm good, man. I'm still learning Biloxi. I know they're a physical team. They head hunting. I guess they seem like they seeking their respect. But the Panthers are a veteran team. They've been together. This team has been together. So and they're at home. So I like the Panthers at home tonight.
And they got hit with the injury bug, with their linebacker going out last week. So so that may
shout out to Jalen Parnell, but get better, brother.
Yeah, that was unfortunate there in their win over D'Iberville last week. So, but I do have Biloxi winning by less than a touchdown. Over under is 44. You like the over under in that one? 44 total points.
Under.
You think it'll be under? Man, hey, you don't like a lot of scoring. Well, true. Look what Biloxi did to Petal. Hattiesburg last week. Man.
What they do?
12 points. They gave up 12
That's what I'm
points.
saying. See, Biloxi got a methodical defense. They grind it out, and their offense is really just not there. To me, the offense haven't took flight yet, and that's why they're not putting up points like they should.
Yeah, Randall, it's the Talking Ball app. The Talking Ball app. If you go, it's a free app, so you just got to look it up. Talking Ball, and it's on the app that you download for free. So again, we have, of course, we won't talk about George County. Let's check another local because I know you like local. How about 10th ranked Van Cleve at Hancock? Hancock.
Good, man. Good, man. We got to get the first win tonight. Yeah, this is one. We know, everybody know that. There's a lot. Offensive linemen, receivers, linebackers. Yeah, we have about 7 to 9 players that's out right now.
Yes, you're welcome, Randall.
Man. I just tell everybody thank you right now.
Less than an hour till kickoff. Week number 5, still non-region game.
We hear a lot about those.
Yeah.
As your financial partner,
as Bingo is just talking to everybody there.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys can hear me through that PA system up there at Wayne County, George County. Is playing at Wayne County. Wayne County, not the same team as they have been.
Oh yeah.
But George County just decimated with
that's what we're talking about now.
Especially QB1 being Deuce Knight.
They hunt. They head hunters. They head hunters.
So we're gonna try to get to the Stone, but you see. Oh, he finally muted it. There we go. We're going to get to Stone there, Randy, as Bingo, because you know how I feel. Stone did lose the defensive lineman to injury, and that just tends to be the storyline. A lot of teams are losing players to some injury, and they just have to overcome next man up. But as far as that game with Quitman and Stone winning their first game last week at St. Martin. The series is tied 1-1. Tomcats won last season, and then Quitman won in 2008, so they haven't played all that much. Stone, the fourth straight road game to start the season. That's just kind of odd to do that, but it happened. They did have a bye week, but to start the season with 4 straight road games. And Quitman, 2 wins, both coming at home, and that's where they're playing at tonight. As you can see, George County Rebels, they're running out there behind Bingo to get warmed up. I do have Quitman at home, and as I put in there, when I say at home, meaning if the game was played at Stone, which they play their games at Gulf Coast at Perk, Stone does, I would probably lean towards Stone at home, but they are playing up at Quitman. And so I have Quitman winning by 8 points with the over under 37, not a lot of points scored in there. So we'll ask Bingo here, Randy, when he unmutes it. So Bingo, we got a question on. I don't know if you can answer this because you don't really know a lot about Quitman, but Randy's asking what do you think about Stone at Quitman? Quitman did play Harrison Central and beat Harrison Central. But I know you probably don't know much about Quitman.
Quitman is they're a 3A school, right? But to me that stuff don't really matter because you got some 3A schools that'll come whoop up on some 7A schools. Quitman's tough. I don't really know much about him right now, so I can't answer that, Randy. I'm all coast. You know what I'm saying? If you ask me, I'm riding with the coast, man. It's coast over anybody.
Yeah, because Bingo doesn't necessarily look at the other teams as much as I do. Quitman did beat Harrison Central 27-20, if that tells you anything. Harrison Central's kind of still unknown. They were off last week, and they will play again tonight. Quitman's only Q team in the state started with the letter Q. Just the oddball stat there. But Bingo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm trying to get my noise cancellation thing, but I can't get it together.
Yeah, because we can hear that crazy train. Ozzy Osbourne.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a lot of backup with that PA.
Yeah, they still in the 80s over here, man.
So what do you think about Van Cleve at Hancock?
I don't know. I asked Jason. I'm surprised he didn't come in. That's actually gonna be probably a decent coach game tonight. Like that's like a little Thursday night Sun Belt South Alabama type game, man. I look at that game. You got the young up and coming quarterback at Hancock, and you got Van Cleve with the surging senior class that they are so passionate about right now. They've been together since the 8th grade, so. This is going to be a good test for Van Cleve, getting ready to start region play here in another week or so.
Yeah, the Bulldogs lead that series 15-8 and won, and the Hawks won last year 35-14. So the Bulldogs in a 2-game winning streak. They did beat George County last week. They moved into that top 10. But I do have Van Cleve winning by 11 points with the over-under with just 40 points. I ain't not going to readjust it, but I would think now thinking about it, I would think they would score more than 40, but Hancock just hasn't put many points on the board. And with Hancock, in fact, they're averaging 23 points a game there. So I still think Van Cleve, even though it's on the road, a decent road trip, Van Cleve's averaging 14 points a game there. So that'll be a interesting game again.
Bulldogs also getting healthy. They're getting back players that was hurt early in the season. They get Dalen Moore back at wide receiver. So that's he's a 2-way player for Coach Fant, offense and defense, and the leader on the team. So getting him back is huge for them tonight. Hopefully he'll have a game and they throw it to him. Like, Fant, throw it to my cousin, man. Throw it to him, man.
The ball,
like we ain't been doing all this training for all these years for nothing, man. Don't throw it to him. Throw it to him, man.
Most definitely there. The other game I'm going to ask you about, Bingo, St. Martin loses last week. They're 2-2 at East Central. Who East Central?
They should have won that one. Yeah. I think Van Cleve yeah, they should have won. They made me mad last week, man. They should have beat something. Yeah, they had that game won. Montclair Bray had a big game last week.
As they cranked. Oh, what happened to Bad to the Bone? They were fixing to play that.
Yeah, they need to cut all that old lad. They need to cut all that out. They need to take my playlist. We need to be getting money back.
What about who do you like in that? Yellow Jackets, a 12-game road losing streak. So St. Martin.
Oh, I'm riding with Coach Smith. I'm riding with Coach Smith and the Surgeon Yellow Jackets, man. They were big game out there. They got big game on out there.
Don't feel obligated just because they wear a big game. I can't ask you that question then. What about PRC at Bay High? What about PRC at Bay High for their homecoming?
Man, I'm shout out to Coach Feaster, man. I hope PRC get that win tonight. I want to see Coach Feaster get his first signature win as the head coach at PRC. This can be the one to do it. This can be the game. This is, like you said, this is a homecoming game.
And I said if PRC wins, I don't know, we may try to get Coach Feaster after the game or so, but we'll try to be up there. So we'll see what happens there. West Harrison at Moss Point for their homecoming. Who do you like in that game? I mean, Moss Point struggling. They haven't won a game.
They put it together. Look, last week against Goshen, they started out the first half like the offense. They were struggling in the red zone last week. The offense was getting down in the end zone, and they just couldn't punch it in. And then I don't know, second half they started just getting in the score box and start scoring. So hopefully they take that momentum from last week's game and start it early. The Tigers just got to start early. This is their homecoming week. A lot of big distractions going on. You got it's projected over 10,000 people is at this game in Moss Point this weekend. So I'm rooting for them, man. I really hope they get this victory and do it for the community. They did it last year. They beat, I think, St. Stanislaus on homecoming last year.
That was a very upset pick right there. I mean, that was a big game for them. And so, yes, that was there. Of course, Resurrection at St. Patrick, with their homecoming. But the Eagles, starting that 8th grade quarterback. But I look for the Eagles to get that. Well, again, Bingo is going to meet his peeps, his fan clubs up in Wayne County.
Yeah.
There's Deuce right there. You see, Deuce is not playing tonight, so as he shouldn't play tonight. It's a non-region game.
Yeah, they showed talking about it.
So
they actually you playing tonight, y'all. He right here.
Yeah, save it for the region.
He ain't playing tonight.
Save it for the region. So we go to
in that mode though.
Yeah. So
they said sit out for region play.
Yes. So, and that's the local games. Again, Goshen is off and D'Iberville's off tonight. As far as coast versus coast games, because I know, again, you don't do the non-coast teams. I know you don't know a lot about them, but I don't know who's in our lobby there. Do you know who's waiting in our lobby? We can bring them in.
The Malcolm Van Cleve, Jason Michael Phillips.
Okay, well,
I don't even think he's coming
I
in.
see it. Well, he's in Hancock, so he may not have a signal.
Yeah.
He's trying to get in.
He bring one of them bratwursts back. Yeah. Bring me one of them bratwursts back, man. And do they still got that statue up?
Yes.
If they still got that statue up, and I'm knocking it all the way over, man. I'm not going over. Are we going over? Bitch, no, we're not. No, we're not. We went last year.
Welcome in, Jason. We're trying. Bingo meet his peeps out there on the field, so it's kind of loud.
Yeah, I don't have my earbuds in.
Oh,
can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Well, we're at Hancock for their homecoming. Hopefully we can have us a good game tonight.
Yeah, against the Hawks, I have you guys win. I know it was a decent road trip over there. You guys on a 2-game road winning streak. Do you have your players back? Bingo was mentioning a couple of players earlier, telling Coach Fant to throw the ball to him. I don't know what player it was. He's on mute now. So, what player's coming back?
I told him throw that thing to Day. Throw that thing to Day tonight, man.
Number 8.
Turn them loose.
Number 8.
Fant. Do it for me, Fant. Golly, I ain't never asked you for nothing, man. Let my cousin show out one game, man. Just give him one game. That's all I need, man. That's it.
So how is it there? You're at Hancock, Jason. I mean, how's for their home? But believe it's for their homecoming. How is
It is. It is their homecoming. Actually,
Yeah.
they're starting the festivities at 6:30. So it's getting pretty packed out here right now. Everybody's on the field warming up, and I'm up in the press box tonight helping out with some film. So I get good seats from up here. Oh yeah.
Most definitely. Of course, the Bulldogs on a 2-game winning streak. I mean, they got the confidence. I mean, they should. Like I say, I think they should get the win tonight. You just don't never know. But then you guys are off next week, and then region play starts, and that's where you go to Bingo's team in the Gators. Not to overlook Hancock, but I mean, you like your chances 2 weeks to prepare for the Gators. You know, in Gaucher, who's off this week. So, I mean, I'm sure you like the Bulldogs' chances there going against Gaucher in 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
I like them at home. Anybody will tell you it's hard to win in Gaucher. That big stadium they have, they pack it out, and they're loud and they're hard to beat at home. They do have a big home win streak, don't they, Gaucher?
Yes, it should be 14 games they've won at home. So
Gaucher's hard to beat at home. So we get them for the first game of district at home. So we'll see. I think we're going to match up well. Biggest thing is just going to be able to contain Trey. He's a monster, man. He's hard to read. He can step back and throw it 50 yards, but he can also take it up the middle for 50 yards too. So he's definitely the dual threat.
And they're going to get back. I just saw that podcast with Baggett. I don't know if he's trying to get back for that game for district or not. I don't know if.
I heard it was going to be the game after. Let's say the second game. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to rush it back. They've got some pretty good running backs right now. I can't remember what the 9th grade running back they have. They have Cason Thomas too, and Cason Thomas is a stud. That kid is lightning fast, got great vision, can catch out of the backfield. So they've got a stable of running back.
Who's it? You got it muted. Bingo, you got it.
I don't need him discussing us like that. We play them, man. We don't need him knowing what we got going on over there, man.
How did we do the mute again?
Because he was the main one up there talking about, man, we might be playing Gaucher for South State for district and all that. Man, I ain't trying to hear all that. Y'all in my way.
Hey, 2 years ago we played y'all for South State. Just 2 years ago we played y'all for South State. 2 years ago.
Second round. It wasn't no South State. Y'all ain't
okay. Second round.
Yeah, I don't think Van Cleve has been to South State. Of course, I can check and see.
Now, second round of the playoffs, the furthest they ever went.
Yeah, 2022. It was 42-21 at Gaucher. So, but yeah, look forward to getting updates. I'll be able to watch Van Cleve really for the first time tonight because Hancock will be streaming the game on YouTube. So I'll be able to watch Hancock and Van Cleve to see how Van Cleve does, work their system because I haven't been able to watch Van Cleve. So look forward to that. They're playing some jams up there at Wayne County. So we're about 40 minutes away from kickoff. And that background music for Bingo.
Yeah, I'm finna get ready to slide, man. I got stuff I got to do, man.
Yeah.
Y'all hold it down, man. I got shit I got to do. All right, y'all.
Go Dogs.
All right, Bingo. Okay. Oh, that's your PA, I think. Yeah.
Are you picking up a lot of feedback on mine?
Well, I mean, I heard echo in the back, so I don't know.
Well, hey, I'll go ahead and get off here. That way you can go through the rundown. Like I said, I don't have my AirPods in. I left them in the truck, so I didn't prepare for this. So I will definitely post game and just hope everybody has a really good Friday night. With homecomings again, like I said last week, everybody be safe and take care of each other.
Yes. Certainly appreciate it, Jason. And like I say, I'll be tuning in and good luck to Van Cleve and to all the coach teams. But, for the Bulldogs, they're on a roll.
All right. Well, hey, y'all have a great night, and I'll talk to y'all post game.
All right, Jason. Thank you.
All right, Matt. Talk to y'all later.
All right. That's Jason Phillips with Van Cleve. And again, I know Bingo's there and with the band and the loudspeaker and just hard to hear. Now it's kind of quiet. So we're going to finish up here. We have no more guests scheduled. We appreciate, like say, Bruce Thornton with George County there, Jeff Lawsett with PRC. We ran over the top 10, the last week's scores, tonight's games, which I'll run over them. Tonight's game here in just a minute. We're going to go to Smack 'em Athletics with their stat leaders. They came out with it today. We're just going to go over the top ones. You can see it on our Facebook page at Coast Football. But the sack leaders, Bryant Osmond from Santa Osmer at Osha Springs, 7 sacks. He leads the coast. Jalen Parnell, 4 sacks. Unfortunately, Jalen Parnell got injured in that game last week and is out. Jaden Curtis from St. Martin and Deron Gill from Long Beach and Preston Biggs from St. Martin, all with 3 sacks. Again, you can look at the whole list there. Interception leaders is Tyan Wilson from Pascagoula with 3, Fred Nichols and Fabian Dawkins and Noah German. Fabian Dawkins from Stone, Noah German from West Harrison with 2. You have 10 of them tied with 1 each. Tackles leaders, Scott Toothman from Van Cleve. He's been on the top there since the start of the season, just about. Andre Peters from Gulfport with 54. Sage Fayard from Gulfport with 50. Those are the 3 leaders that are over 50 tackles. We go to the offensive side. Passing leaders, I know Greene County is not necessarily in the lower 6 as far as a coast team, but we still share their stats. And Kobe King from Greene County leads there on the Smack 'em list with 1,146 passing yards, 14 passing touchdowns. Silas Corder leads Coast Football from Pascagoula, 818 yards, 7 passing touchdowns. Parrish Trevelyan from Pascagoula, 772, 8 passing touchdowns. Trey Irving from Goshen, 622 with his 3 passing touchdowns. Dane Sullivan, just a junior, if not mistaken, from Gulfport, 618 passing yards and 7 touchdowns. Of course, Deuce Knight is there, even though he hasn't played in a couple games, 516 yards and 7 passing touchdowns. Again, these are stat leaders through 4 weeks from Smack 'em that we have pinned to our top of our page at Coast Football. Rushing leaders, Daryl Smith, again, Osha Springs will have their hands full tonight. 743 yards, rushing yards, 6 rushing touchdowns. Jordan Stapleton from West Harrison, pretty good there. Obviously, 577 yards, 6 rushing touchdowns. Cooper Crosby from Gulfport, 491 yards on the ground. That's 3rd on the coast, 7 rushing touchdowns. Alexander Dito from Pascagoula, 447 rushing yards. He leads the coast in rushing touchdowns with 11. The Pass Pirates. And then rounding out, Nick Miller from Poplarville. Of course, with Keys being out, Nick Miller has stepped it up, and I believe he might have had a little ding the other game. See if he plays tonight up there at West Jones. But Nick Miller, 445 yards rushing. He has 3 rushing touchdowns. Those are the top 5. Again, you can look at all the lists. They list like 10 names down there for rushing leaders. That's Smack 'em Athletics. Receiving the ball, passing leaders, Matthew Danley from Pascagoula, 397 yards, receiving yards. Jace Matthews from Greene County, 368. Javion Watts from Greene County, 324. Brent Moody from George County, he's been out 2 games. He'll be back tonight for George County, 272 yards, receiving yards, and 2 receiving touchdowns. Nunnery from Pascagoula, 225 yards there. And then rounding out, Montreal Dortch from George County, 250 yards there receiving the ball. Again, the lineup as far as top 10 tonight, you have number 1 team in Gulfport hosting Brandon. Number 2, Poplarville at West Jones. Number 3, Picayune at number 8, Ocean Springs for their homecoming. Biloxi with the road game over to Pascagoula. They're 3-0 on the season. They're at home. George County, 9th ranked, will go up to Wayne County. Van Cleve tied with Pascagoula for 10th. Van Cleve is at Hancock for their homecoming. Pascagoula, ranked 10th, is at Northeast Jones. Harrison Central at Mendenhall. St. Martin at East Central. Pearl River Central at Bay High's homecoming. Petal is at Long Beach. West Harrison at Moss Point. Stone at Quitman. Resurrection at St. Patrick for their homecoming. Mobile Christian at St. Stanislaus teams that are off. The 4th-ranked Gators are off tonight. They're 3-1. D'Iberville, 6th-ranked, are 2-2. And that is the we'll go over to Coast top 10. We have 10th. Tied for 10th is Pass Christian Van Cleve, and then 9th is George County. 8th, Ocean Springs. Biloxi is 7th. D'Iberville 6th. Pascagoula 5th. Gaucher 4th. Picayune 3rd. Poplarville 2nd. And number 1 team on the coast is your Gulfport Admirals. Our game predictions, as we're going to be wrapping it up here, 6:25, obviously 35 minutes before kickoff. Again, you can find all these at Coast Football on the Facebook pages. You guys are either at the stadium, on your way to the stadium, or sitting at home. I'm at the headquarters. I will be watching several games. Hancock live streams their games on YouTube. Pascagoula live streams their games. Ocean Springs live streams their games. Stone live streams their game. You can go to the Talking Ball app and listen to Clay Sweet there at Picayune at Ocean Springs, Poplarville at West Jones, PRC at Long Beach. Game predictions, Mobile Christian at St. Stanislaus. I have Mobile Christian winning that game. Resurrection at St. Patrick. I have Resurrection winning that game. I won't bore you with by how many points. I didn't do the exact score this week. Stone at Quitman. I hope Stone wins, but I have Quitman winning at home there. West Harrison at Moss Point. I have West Harrison winning there. Petal at Long Beach. I have Petal winning there. The upset tonight, the alert, Pearl River Central 17-game losing streak. That's the coast active longest. Looks to upset Bay High at home for their homecoming. St. Martin at East Central. I have East Central winning that game. Harrison Central at Mendenhall. Have Harrison Central winning that game by 22 points. Van Cleve at Hancock. I have the Bulldogs taking down the Hawks, and the Pirates, Pass Christian Pirates at Northeast Jones, who's 3-1. Pirates offense is on fire. They've won 3 games in a row. They're on 3-game win, obviously 3-game winning streak. Tigers on a 2-game winning streak. I have the Pirates winning by 17 with the over/under of 56. George County at Wayne County. Again, without Deuce. If you just saw it a few minutes ago or watching the replay, you see Deuce is not in street clothes. He's different jersey. He's not going to play tonight, as he should not, to not try to aggravate his injury there. Look for him to come back for district play, but Moody is back in. But I just feel Wayne County up there. And as Coach Thornton, which he was a coach or still is, said, they have never beaten them at Wayne County. They've just won 2 games in 17 games. That is George County at Wayne County. They did win last year in overtime. Then the last time they won was in 1991. Both of them there at George County. So George County looking to make some history, and I hope George County does come out with the win. Believe me, I'm not upset if I get the pick wrong and it's a coast team beating a non-coast team. But that's what I believe. Wayne County will win that game. Biloxi at Pascagoula, that's really for me, it was a toss-up game. Pascagoula, again, at home. They're 3-0 at home this season. They just beat D'Iberville at home. I have Biloxi winning by 6 with an over-under of 44. I mean, it's a 100th meeting. So, I mean, it's a great rivalry there. They don't play necessarily I don't believe they play every year, but they played 100 times. This is the 100th time tonight, and I have Biloxi winning there with their new head coach, Coach Dubas. And he has his coaches show on Tuesday. Check them out there, along with Bingo with his coaches show with Coach Bramlett at Ocean Springs on Thursdays. And I do have Biloxi beating Pascagoula. I had D'Iberville beating Pascagoula, so, it could go that way too. Either way, it's going to be a good game. Picayune at Ocean Springs. I do have Ocean Springs winning that game initially last week when I looked at it on Saturday, Sunday. Picayune is going to win, but they're not. They're still a good team. Don't get me wrong. They're 2-2. They have 16 straight regular season road wins. Ocean Springs has 2 straight home losses, and they've had 3 home losses combined over the last 3 years. But again, they were voted the coast hardest schedule coming in, and it's unfortunately shown that they won last week, the Greyhound. So I do have Ocean Springs winning there by 11 points. Your second-ranked Poplarville, the only coast undefeated team at 4-0 at West Jones, is defending 6A state champions there at 4-0. West Jones on an 18-game winning streak. Poplarville, second game on the road, they're 1-0. And I have West Jones winning by 16 with the over-under 41. I would maybe adjust that, and I would say that it's over. It's maybe a little bit high in score there. We shall see how that goes. And then the last game, 15 games tonight. Last game, Brandon 3-1, second ranked in the state by Max Preps against Jacost, number 1 team in Gulfport, beating Picayune last week in Picayune. And so Coach Pennock is there. They're 3-1. The Bulldogs lead the series 7-3, winning last year 35-20. The Admirals coming back home after 3 straight road games. They were 1-2 in those 3 games. Brandon 5-2 over the last 7 road games, are 1-1 this season, so they have lost on the road this season. And I just mentioned Gulfport beating Picayune 41-21 last week. Bulldogs averaging 43 points per game. Admirals averaging 34 points per game. So who will show up tonight? Is it going to be fireworks or a defensive game? Total yards per game, 327 for Brandon, 350 for the Admirals. They are pedal to the metal there for Gulfport. And as I did my write-up, can it, will it, hope it does. Coach has something to say. Until it's done, the stat man goes with the stats and the visiting team, because originally I did pick Gulfport. I just feel Gulfport, they're going to win the region. I feel Gulfport could win this game. But until I just got to, I say see it, I just got to go with Brandon. I believe they have a little bit more in the tank there, a little more offense than what Gulfport has. Gulfport, defense a little bit young, but they are playing at home and they can get it done. But I do have Brandon winning that game. So 15 games tonight. Again, follow on X at Coast Football. On the Facebook page, I'll post probably halftime, and I'll share some teams post when they update scores. I'll share that on to the Facebook page at Gulf Coast High School Football. And I'm glad everybody that can join us live or on the replay. And we'll look forward to another night. These are all non-region games. As I've said weeks and weeks before, you can lose all your non-region games. It's the region games that count toward if your team makes the playoffs. 4 teams in each region make the playoffs. Don't care if you have 6 in your region. They used to have 8 in the 7A, but now it went down to 6. So, and then in the case of PRC, they have 5 in their region. 4 is going to make it. So that's why I say PRC, if you saw us earlier with Jeff Lawson, if they can win that game in 2 weeks, they can be in the playoffs with 1 win. So these non-region games are to get prepared for the region games. The rankings are for fun. Predictions are for fun. I wish everybody safe travels and join us. We look to have a post-game show tonight is what the plan is. See if we can bring on some coaches, some players, if Bingo can get a hold of them. If not, I'll be here and post some information there. So I certainly appreciate everybody joining us tonight, and enjoy it. Enjoy these games each and every week, because it's already week 5. Let's take it all in, and thank you for supporting high school football in general, all along the state, especially the coast where we got the best fans. So Matt Stats with Coast Football. We'll be back after the lights are turned off on week 5. Thank you. Stats out.